What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on D's Analysis. We're going to be looking at Microstrategy today. We're going to run through some technical analysis along with some indicators and maybe talk about some speculative price targets. So stay tuned. So as we know, we've been having some great moves in the past off of Microstrategy where we've had our bull flags play out perfectly. Line that up, almost called this next move. It's off just by a little bit. And then if you take this flagpole, let's see if we get a repeat here from this bottom. Lines up with our target here that we have set up. So we'll see how it plays out. Just riding up. We've had two touches of the top of the trend line. Hopefully we get that third one up here. And we had this nice consolidation with the breakout. And it looks like we're kind of getting the same thing. We're just having a little bit steeper drops from the top here. We did drop a total of 47 here, 48, and about 49 there. And then here we've had a drop of 47 and then totaling 57%, and we're currently down about 45%. Overall though, we had a really good day. Price came down to the trend line that we had drawn out for some time now. This trend line, not this one here, we're still underneath this one. So we've had multiple bounces off of this trend line. We had our break finally. We've had a retest. We thought, hey, maybe these three candles moving up. This is the move out. But it ended up coming back to the trend line again. And now we ended up getting another retest off of this downward sloping trend line along with this upward sloping trend line on the larger scale and the bottom of this channel. So this is looking super bullish. We're holding this trend line and this channel. Definitely want to see that. We want to see a strong move off of this level. If we lose this channel, then things can start going bad. But I can see some quick moves to the upside for sure with MicroStrategy. We just need Bitcoin to fall in line and start following M2 money supply, global liquidity, start following gold. Hopefully it starts rallying because the dollar's been dropping as well. The dollar's all the way at 102.8. It was actually an interesting day though because everything was red. As you can see here on the side, everything's red. But then Bitcoin ended up doing decent, which was surprising, as well as MicroStrategy because they were tied together. But the S&P 500 got all the way down to 5,060, which is crazy. So, I mean, I can't even believe that. And the VIX, the VIX is through the roof. 45 is just crazy. Like when you take a look at the VIX, for anybody who doesn't know about the VIX, it's the volatility index. So it pretty much lets you know how volatile the market is. And whenever you get a spike here, it's usually bad for stocks. So, look at the spikes. This is a spike during COVID. Another crazy spike was this recession scare here. 2015, we had a small one. But you can see they don't happen that often. So this is, 2008. These are like crazy times when these things happen, and look where the VIX is now. We were literally at 21 the other day, and now we're at 45. So anybody shorting the VIX is probably going to make a ton of money. If this turns into a solid wick, you could probably make a nice little move off of that. Not financial advice. I won't be doing that, but it could definitely be a good play. So take a look at that if you're into that kind of stuff. Back to MicroStrategy. This overall looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. On the SMAs, we're making our way back to the 20-day. We closed just underneath it. I think maybe next week we can take the 20 and the 50 hopefully, but it's going to act as a strong level of resistance. So there's a strong chance that we get a push back down. Hopefully not, but it's definitely some resistance above our head. And hopefully we'll make our way back to the 20-week moving average as well. On the daily Bollinger Bands, we also have more resistance on top of our head, the blue middle band. So we need to crack that as well, but we closed right underneath it. And on the weekly, we still have a ways to get to our middle band, which would coincide with our downward sloping trend line. Not the first one, but the secondary trend line. But once we break those, I think we can get a nice little run up. MACD still bearish on the weekly, nothing new. And the daily's trying to do something here. It's looking a little funky. It's had a run up, it's pushing back down. It fell underneath the moving average, but let's see. Let's see if we can get a little flip and get this blue to turn back around and start seeing some green candles. If we get a small move like this, 2 or 3 red candles and then back to green, that would be nice to see. On to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still just compressing. I mean, it's been a while now. I mean, we've been going down since about January 20th, since the inauguration. It's just been a bloodbath, about 30% drop. So I think once we break this trend line, we need a sustained move, get above this trend line, this minor level of support and resistance, and then this major level of support and resistance. We want to make this act as support, get a bounce to the top of this, and eventually, start playing in this range and get to the top where we're at 109, and then we get that break above, retest, and shoot on up. So I have been seeing some speculative price targets on Bitcoin. People were talking about 400,000. I don't know if that's going to happen. That sounds crazy to me, but honestly, you never know. Crazier things have happened. So, and that's usually when it happens. When everybody's just calling for like 150, that's when it's going to run to like 400. When everybody's calling for 400, it'll only run up to like 120,000. So who knows what's going to happen. But Bitcoin's definitely going to be making a decision relatively soon, I would imagine, because it's just been chopping and we're running out of space. So we're either going to have an explosion to the upside, or we're going to chop and have a breakdown down below, retest, and move on down. I'm going to change to a bright screen really quick. So this is the MVRV score. MVRV score. Pretty much the red is overbought territory. The green is oversold territory. So this is where you want to be buying. So these are the peaks. So you can see like 2019, 2021, 2017, so 2013, and so on. Pretty much the way this chart works is you have this Z-score that kind of tells you, along with the market cap, how high things could and go. So we'll see how things play out, of course, but right now we're currently at a 1.5. I believe it's a 1.5, 1.7. So in the 2021 top, this is $1 trillion market cap, and the Z-score was 7.13. Currently at a 174. But the market cap is 1.6 trillion. So it's gone up $600 billion, but the score is much lower. So let's see how this next move is. As you can see, it seems like they drop little by little. I mean, this one was a little bit higher, but it seems like they're kind of dropping down a little. So maybe we get like somewhere to the 5 region, or maybe 4.5. So if that were to happen, you'd multiply what by roughly 3. 1.7 times 3 would give you 5.1. 5.1 would give you a 3x on the market cap, which is insane. I don't know how likely that is, but as you can see, before these run-ups, it was here at 200 billion, and at the top it hit 1 trillion. So like I said, maybe we hit 4.5 or 5. If we hit 5, it would be a 3x from right now. So a 3x from today's price would take us exactly to, here, I'm gonna measure it out real quick, put it on the weekly, zoom out, we're at 83.8. So a 200% move would take us to 250, and a 300% move would take us to 330, which is insane. But we'll just look and say, what if it actually hits $200? I mean, I'm sorry, 200%. 200% gain, which is crazy. 200% gain is a 3x, by the way. 100% is a 2x, you're doubling your money. And then 200% is a 3x, which is kind of, I feel like some people kind of get confused sometimes. Sometimes I even forget to mention that, but yeah. So 200% gain is a 3x. So if Bitcoin went up 200% in these previous times where we measured out MicroStrategy versus Bitcoin, in this move, MicroStrategy went up 4.1x, and here it went up 3.5x. So we're gonna go with 3.75, somewhere in the middle. Actually, we'll go with 3.5. So we'll go with a more conservative number. I always feel like it's better to be more conservative than too aggressive. So 700% gain. So if that were to happen, MicroStrategy would be at 2379, which is absolutely nuts. 700% move takes to 2379. Bitcoin would be at 250K. MSTR would be at 700%, which would take it to 2300. So 250K, 2300, that means the MNAV would be at around 5 if that were to happen. MNAV at 5 is crazy, but it makes sense though at the same time. And if the MNAV is a little bit lower, then we hit 1900. And if it hits 200K, and so on. But that's just, based off of this model. This doesn't have to be, your Bible that you have to follow, but it could be, accurate. The model price right now is 254. MSTR is at 294. So we're overvalued by 15%. As you can see, we like to spend more time above it. When things are doing halfway decent or better, we like to spend time above it, which is good. I'd rather deviate to the upside. We make more money on that. But we'll see how it plays out. I mean, when you look at this model, it's showing 200K would get you a $2,500 MSTR price. So it all depends on how crazy the MNAV goes, really. But 250K to me is very optimistic, but who knows? That guy on X he's calling things to the T. I know he got that number, I forgot what it was, 84,000, I think, right on the dot, right at the close or something like that. And he had like a cryptic poem with the 444s, add 3 zeros to it. So, I mean, if that guy gets that right, then I don't even know. That guy's got to be a insider or something, because that's some crazy stuff if he gets it right. But who knows? But yeah, these are possibilities. I'm not banking on that. I'm banking on much lower prices, but I wouldn't be surprised if it kept shooting past what I'm anticipating. So for anybody who's new here, who hasn't seen, we have this fib here that essentially called this first price target. I know you had the blow off top here, but 2618 pretty much called it. When you're looking at the closes, it's pretty much right there in the ballpark. And if we measure from this top to the bottom of this move, which is around here, it gets us this gray box here, which is 1200 to 1000. Maybe this is the first move that we get. Maybe we get some. Do not think that this is like gonna happen for sure. This is probably not gonna happen. But let's say we slowly chop our way up and so on. We finally make it to the top. Maybe we hit that top, get a pullback, play at the 1618, sideways chop for a little bit, and then we make our move to that next target. Or maybe we chop all the way back to this trend line. We meet it again how we just did 2 times, and then we get that next move up. And it's just a recreation of another flagpole. Another flagpole, a flag built, and then another run up. Pure speculation. It's probably not going to happen, but what if it does, then I'll come back to this video. If not, then you guys will know that I was wrong. So yeah, I think there's a good chance that you can make some money this year on MicroStrategy if you just keep your head down, believe in Bitcoin. I think you'll be okay. On the monthly chart on Bitcoin, we have reached the top in both of these, the last 2 cycles that we've had. We've reached the top of this channel. So let's see what happens. I mean, if we reach the top of the channel, then that's going to be crazy. But I don't know if that's going to happen, but that'd put you close to that 444 that guy's talking about. I forgot his name, Josh something Mandel. But 2017 touched it, 2021 touched it. So let's see. I mean, that would be a large move. If we make it all the way up there, that's up there. I mean, straight up is 350, but you have to give it more time. So maybe September, October. And if you go from September, October up there, that's a hefty gain right there. Let's see. September, October. No, this is November. November will put you, that would be a 370% gain, and that would put you at 386,000 on Bitcoin, which would be nuts. MicroStrategy would be at like $4,000. Crazy. I don't know. 386. Yeah, that's crazy. Let's see what the ballistic model would look like. 380. Oh, it doesn't even go up that high. The model's just gonna break. It's gonna blow up. $9,000. Jeez, we gotta go on the chart. Let's see. What do we say? 380. Oh, we'll just go 300, I guess. Yeah, MNAV. Oh wait. Oh yeah, but the MNAV would be increasing. Yeah, so yeah, this thing would be up there. Crazy. I mean, I don't know how high the MNAV would go if that were the case, but I would imagine it's gonna go maybe 10 or 12. I guess. I don't know. I've never been through a whole Bitcoin cycle using MSTR and like watching day-to-day movements on MSTR. So I've been through a whole Bitcoin cycle before, but never a Bitcoin cycle while focusing on MSTR. So we'll see how it plays out. See how the MNAV, reacts in these crazy extended moves. So I'm excited to see it though. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Just some speculation, just talking. So see you guys in the next one.